to a celebration, I think. 10 years of Funky Fit today. And I'm very privileged to be here with Raylene German-McAvoy, who is the founder, owner, and all-round fabulous person at Funky Fit. And I'm very, very happy to be chatting to you today because I've walked a bit of a journey with you. I know where you've come from, and I know what you've been through, and I know your dreams, and I want you to be able to share that today. So let's start off with a bit of a history about Raylene. Okay, Ray, I remember 10 years ago, you were the slinky little diva in your high heel shoes in the corporate world. She was a branch manager because everything she does well, but she was not fulfilled. Am I right?
No, I think the first year of that particular job I absolutely loved because there was a lot of fixing to be done. But then I started looking for something that was going to really fulfill me.
Fixing people instead.
Yes. Correct.
Because you've always been interested in that, even though you went into the corporate world, as most of us do, because we need to earn a living and we're kind of told that we need to get a real job, you know. So you've always had a passion for fitness and wellness and nutrition and things like that. How did it start?
Well, the funny thing is, when I left school, I really, really wanted to study fitness and nutrition. That was my passion, but my parents couldn't afford it.
Right.
So I found something that was more affordable. I did massage therapy, and then somehow got drawn into the corporate world, got sucked into the corporate world.
As you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of a thing about that, I think, because you usually get used to the salary and the perks, and every now and then there's a company car and what have you. But I did realize that it wasn't me. And when I was working as branch manager, I was busy doing research for a client, and I didn't Google Pilates at all. I was Googling an engineering company, and Pilates came up. It was the most
strange,
bizarre.
Yeah, meant to be.
And it was a studio in Port Elizabeth run by Lisa. And I contacted her and I asked if she was doing any short courses because I'd been to the gym and I enjoyed Pilates, and it was going in the direction of what I wanted.
You've always been a fitness buddy,
Yes,
I know that.
yes.
You've always been fit and fabulous and healthy, but now it's about other people doing the same.
So she said no, she wasn't doing any short courses. It was all the full-on qualification courses, but she let me know what she did. A month or two down the line, she emailed me to say that they're starting workshops. So I booked off a whole Saturday, and there were 3 workshops on the Saturday. I did all 3.
Of course you did. And you spelled overachiever. Hashtag overachiever.
And when I walked out of there, I decided that I was going to resign from my corporate job, and I gave myself 2 years to save up enough to be able to start my own business. I resigned a year later.
Wow.
With 3 months savings to pay the bond and what have you. I don't need to tell you how stressful that is.
I remember many conversations of you saying, this is the craziest thing I've ever done, but I can't see my life any differently. So that was a brave move. 10 years down the line, has it paid off?
Niqui, in more ways than I can tell. I'm not going to tell you I'm a millionaire because I'm far from that. But that's never been me. I don't want to be. I'm not doing this for the money.
Yeah.
I give Pilates because it's helping people, and I draw the most amazing energy from my clients. And when they have an aha moment, when there's a certain exercise that they haven't been able to do, and then a month or 2 or 5 or 6 months down the line, they do that exercise and they go, "Oh, Ray, did you see that?" And they feel so fulfilled and accomplished, and their posture is better, their self-confidence improves.
Their sex life.
Yes, I can see that.
Their sex life improves. Tracy had me at sex life, as they say.
We should have led with that.
We should have started with
interviews done.
Now, you also started with something to do with aqua. I remember you used to talk about aqua.
Well, in my late 20s, because fitness has been something that I always wanted to do, I studied to be an aqua instructor. So So I thought, oh, cool, learn how to do exercise in the pool and what have you. I arrived for my first class, and the one file on physiology and anatomy was this big.
So lifting it is beneficial, but other than that,
Absorbing that information,
oh wow.
so when you study things like that, and doing the Pilates through Stock Pilates with Lisa Palmer, you learn about the body's ins and outs. You learn physiology, anatomy, how everything works, how it should be positioned, etc., etc. It's very detailed. It's not just, okay, drop and give me 20.
Well, that answers one of my questions, because people tend to think that it's something that's very simple and easy and anybody can give the class, you know. I mean, if you know how to your way around a gym and you're quite fit and you look good on camera, you can be a Pilates and a fitness instructor too. Not true.
Not true. It is very complex. It's very specific. There are rules.
Yeah.
And leading on from that, something that a lot of people think is that Pilates is stretching and breathing. It's so much more than that. It's not, a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to go do a stretch session in Pilates. You work damn hard.
Yeah, I've had a few of your classes. I can vouch for that. Yeah.
I'm sore every day, and I've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah.
You discover muscles that you didn't know existed. You learn how to use your body 100% correctly, instead of, for lack of a better term,
yes, which most of us have been brought up doing, and then we think, why isn't this working anymore when you get to a certain age? And also, why have I got so many injuries?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on to the specific topic for today, which is spine health. Why spine health? Why is it important?
I started working on a spine health program late last year for a few reasons. First of all, the spine is the foundation of Pilates. Joseph Pilates has a saying, you are only as old as your spine.
Wow.
So some of us might be 80, some of us might be 18. Ouch. Secondly, I had back pain.
I remember that. You struggled with that, yeah.
And I kept it quiet for a long time because I'm a Pilates instructor. I didn't want people to think that I had done something wrong in class.
Right.
It was a combination of things. It was old injuries. Old injuries, they don't just go away.
Yeah.
They kind of creep back, and your body has muscle memory. So those injuries,
From the Moor and Ploeg days.
Exactly. I did a whole horrendous load of sports when I was younger.
Yeah.
Secondly, I was stressed.
Yeah.
Who hasn't been stressed?
Hello.
And I didn't realize I was stressed because my husband and I were both very fortunate. We worked throughout COVID. I've never worked so hard in my life.
Wonderful.
It was an absolute blessing.
Yeah.
But you're hearing a whole lot of things. Your emotions are all over the place because you don't know what the heck is going on.
Different kind of stress.
And even though we were okay, the news that we were hearing was very unsettling.
Yeah.
And stress manifests in neck and shoulders and lower back.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was going to be my next question as well. Talk a little bit about how stress affects your back and neck pain. We all experience it to some degree, I think, because of bad habits, etc. So the Spine Health program tackles that how?
Okay, so to answer the first question, how it manifests, you don't realize that you are tensing. So when you tense, the shoulders tend to rise and round forward. So you're closing the chest, you are putting strain on your upper traps, and that goes into the neck. The neck of the neck.
Yes. She's got a knack for the neck.
And that goes into the base of the skull, which then creates headaches, tension headaches. So that's
nausea is one of the things I've heard about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Horrific side effects. Migraines, dizziness. There's a little muscle here, I'll shorten the name, it's the SCM, this little ropey muscle here.
Can't find mine yet. Maybe after a few weeks of your classes I'll know where it is, but carry on.
If you strain that muscle, you feel like you've got the flu and you are off balance. It's a sneaky little muscle, but it's so important.
And I've never heard anybody speak about that muscle before.
SCM, sternocleidomastoid.
Good grief.
That's why I abbreviated it.
Yes, good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the spine health program is much more than just people with chronic back injuries. All of us go through stress in various ways, and we all actually to some degree need this program. So talk about the program details. How long is it? When does it happen? How do we go about it?
So yes, it is suited to absolutely everyone. So it's suited to people that have got niggles. Please do bear in mind that if the injury is severe, we would need clearance from a doctor.
Of course.
People that are stressed, people that are battling to breathe. So the first week, it's a 3-week program. The first week is about learning to breathe. You think you're doing it properly, but I'm telling you now, we breathe very shallowly. We are not using our lungs properly, and therefore we are not oxygenating our bodies correctly.
Yeah.
So it's breathing and posture. Then week 2 is untying the knots. So it's stretches, beautiful stretches, using either just a mat or a wall. There's
Very fancy equipment.
no
Room.
you can. This is all home based.
Okay.
And then week 3 is introducing people to the warm up of Pilates. What props may be needed? Cushions for under the head, under the lower back, etc.
So it's not, you don't have to take out a separate bond to afford the equipment that you need. You can use what you have. So let's talk a bit, because I mean, obviously everybody would benefit from this. It's any age, at any point in your fitness levels. How do we start? Let's say I want to start doing it from today. What do I have to do?
All you do is you go onto my website, www.funkyfit.coza.
Easy. Funkyfit.coza.
And you'll see there's a spine health program.
Okay.
Click on that. There's a opening special of $3.95 for the entire 3 weeks.
And so how long does that
until
last?
this Friday.
So if you book before this Friday, you get it for $3.95.
Correct. And then it
That's
goes
quite
up
a
to,
special. Yeah, sure.
it goes up to $6.95 thereafter.
No. And that's the whole 3 weeks.
The whole 3 weeks.
Amazing. So once you've registered on the website and you've done that and you've paid your fee and everything, what happens next?
I will then send you the videos directly. So I'll send you week 1, and then a week later, week 2, a week later, week 3.
Via email?
Via WeTransfer.
Okay, great.
Because the files are quite big.
So then you can download it and keep it forever.
Download it and it's yours for life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's important as well, because like we said in the beginning, it's not a once-off fix. So you might do it, and then down the line in your exercise life or your fitness life, possibly need it again, and then you've got everything on file.
Yes.
So that's some investment.
So it's also a very nice introduction for people that are not sure what Pilates is all about.
Yeah.
So this would explain it, and hopefully debunk the myth that it is just, some people call it belly gazing, some people call it, I know.
Really?
You know what? I would love for a bodybuilder or some hardcore gym fanatic to come and try a class.
Did you hear that? That's a challenge if ever I heard one.
Anyone accepting?
If you think that you are a fitness junkie or a bodybuilder or maybe a martial artist or an MMA champion, Ray here is challenging you to try this Pilates workout that ties in with her spinal health program. There it is. You heard it here first. Because I must say, as a karate practitioner, if you want, I have always in the past, until you explained it to me, thought, Pilates, I'm going to waste my time doing some heavy breathing and piff and paff. It's going to have no benefit, it's for old people, until I tried it. And then let me tell you, it's a workout of note. But it is also a responsible workout because it's not jarring on the joints, and so any age can do it.
Any age. I've got clients, I think my oldest client is 79.
Wow. And your youngest?
Mid-30s at this stage.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh.
So the young professional starting.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you are certainly walking the walk and talking the talk. you have taken on this lifestyle yourself, and you are living it, which is wonderful. And people trust you because you've done the research, you've qualified, you're an expert in your field, and they can feel safe that you have complete control over the situation, and that they can trust the exercises that you give them to do. So that is all about the spinal health program through Funky Fit. You go onto the website www.funkyfit.coza, click onto spinal health, and you'll find everything that you need there. It's been wonderful talking to you, Ray, and once again, congratulations on 10 years of Funky Fit. Yeah.
Can you believe it?
It's wonderful.
Here we are.
I want to just leave everybody with a little teaser, because Ray never stops at one thing. She's always got the next thing planned. And tying in beautifully with your philosophy of holistic well-being and health, there's a nutrition program that Ray is busy with. So can you give us a teaser about that?
So, you will not be deprived. You will not go hungry. You will eat, you will have your tipple, you can have your chocolate.
Wine and chocolate?
You can have your treats. I've never eaten so much in my life. And you will lose weight.
Okay, it's on camera now. You can't take it back.
Don't need to.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be the guinea pig for this. Pig being the operative word. Because the lockdown loaf, the struggle, I'm trying to flatten a few curves of my own. So Ray has signed me up. Watch this space, because I'm going to test out this nutrition program as well, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Looking forward to seeing less of you.
Yeah. Here's to another 10 years of Funky Fit, Ray.
Thank you.